It's recording.
Recording.
It's recording.
Cool.
Okay.
Yes.
This
You start.
Hi, I'm Joe.
And I'm Arjun.
If we're going to start a podcast, I think we just named it Lights Out.
It's the tentative name. We're not sure, but you will see the name of the podcast at the end. I mean, in the title of the video.
Soon enough, but so it's supposed to be Lights Out and Away We Go.
Yes.
And so Lights Out and Away We Go.
Yeah, okay. Fine.
For those of you who know, Lights Out and Away We Go is basically a racing term. It's when Ted Kravitz
Yes, Ted Kravitz.
famously says when before every Grand Prix of a Formula One, and then so this podcast is going to be a bit about Formula One racing, anything with regards to, let's say, cars, bikes.
Anything motorsport actually.
So the whole point of this, let's say, Formula One as well, is that he does that racing part better than me, and I just have to talk about the drama, the let's say the behind the scenes, the fight between drivers and all of that. That's where I come in, and then he's going to probably talk about.
I'll be talking about the technical aspect as much as possible. So it's not like I'm an engineer or anything, but
I'm the engineer. Yeah, I'm the engineer.
Yeah, he's the engineer. No, I'm not the engineer. I'm a business major. So
he's going to talk about more about
the technical stuff.
Technical aspect. We're going to have fun and talk about the drama.
And he'll also be talking about technical, but our main areas will be technical,
drama. Yeah. Let's go into it.
Yeah.
Like, why do we like F1? How did we get into F1?
Yes, I think let's start with you.
I mean, it's going to be a bit of comical things because I got into F1 primarily because of Top Gear.
Yeah.
I don't know if you all know, but if anyone watched Top Gear, there are three. Not the current version or the version before that or the version before that. There were three British commentators: Jeremy Clarkson, James May, and Richard Hammond. So they used to be like a staple of commentating for cars. So they had a segment where they would call up guests and they would drive around the circuit.
Yeah.
So basically, put very famous people and very good racing drivers in very bad cars, and then they would basically try to see, okay, how good can you be?
Yeah.
So I saw was I think Daniel Ricciardo, Sebastian Vettel, Michael Schumacher come, and I was very interested, like, who are these guys? How are they better?
Yeah.
And then it went into a spiral, and I said, okay, let's just have.
I mean, they stopped Top Gear.
No, yeah. I mean, they didn't stop.
They didn't stop Top Gear. They fired
the three because of a very.
Which was they were the ones who were carrying the show. Those of you who watched Top Gear know that the prime time of Top Gear was when those three were commentating and they were hosting the show.
Exactly, and then there's controversy, and then they got fired, and then actually not everyone was fired. Jeremy was fired.
And those two just
followed him because
they were good friends.
They were good friends for like over 2 decades, so they went on. Anyway, so that's how I got into F1, and then I saw Drive to Survive. We'll get into that a bit, but how did you get into it?
My interest in racing is my basic interest is cars in general. I was a huge, I was one of those kids that had Hot Wheels and Matchbox and all those kind of collectibles. I still have a whole box of it, but I just don't know where. But that's how my interest in cars started. I started watching Formula One with like a random, it was just a random thing. I stumbled upon it. I think in 2017. I
think you bought a simulation. A Formula One F1 or Assetto Corsa.
No. The first thing that I did was I bought the Formula One 2013. That was the game that my computer could run.
Okay.
I had a very bad, potato computer. So that was all my computer could run. The Formula 2013. I used the keyboard. The first time I raced, so I used the keyboard, and it was just really, really interesting. You could do basically everything. It's a simcade, a simulator plus an arcade game.
Just to point out, he bought not a very expensive wheel. He broke that, and he bought another expensive wheel.
Okay, wait. Okay. Now the thing is So I actually.
So now he has wheels. So now he's moved on, upgraded from a keyboard to a proper wheel. And then which actually has all of that, accelerators, accelerometers,
potentiometer.
Potentiometers and all of that.
Yeah. So I got into Formula One like that. I started, playing the games. I started watching the championship.
The thing is that I got into the drama side of it, but he actually did the simulation part, meaning that he actually competed on national level. India. We're currently in Chennai. So Chennai is like the motorsport hub. It's called the Detroit of India because we build a lot of cars. And I live like very close to some of the factories.
I mean, a few kilometers. That side is the track.
Correct. Yeah.
The Madras Motor. MMRT. Madras Motor Race Track.
Motor Race Track. That's where, incidentally, Mika Häkkinen.
Ah, yeah. But they don't know who Mika Häkkinen is.
Oh, yeah, we'll get it. Mika Häkkinen is like a world champion, driver's champion of Formula 1.
Very famous.
Yeah. So he came in and he opened, I think, Madras karting track.
So I think everyone knows the name Narain Karthikeyan.
Correct.
So because Narain Karthikeyan is the only guy who made it to Formula 1. So he and Mika Häkkinen, both of them, and then a couple of more.
They came to Chennai and it's called the Madras International Karting
track or something. I don't know the name.
Yeah, but it's Mika. Yeah. And participated in one of the simulations.
So I took part in the 2019 X1 Esport Championship. So I was an esport driver for a local team here called Team Alchemy Performance.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so
just now I know that.
What? No, I took training from them.
But I didn't know they were a team.
I mean, they were a team and they were like two drivers. So it was me and one more guy.
Okay.
So I took karting training from them. I took simulator training from them, and I was called to participate in this. So they told me I can use their simulator and train for this championship. The game that we used was Project Cars 2.
Okay.
Not exactly a simulator like the other ones that you see. Like iRacing is a simulator. Assetto Corsa is a simulator. These two are like proper racing simulators.
Okay. Did you win?
No, I didn't win.
Obviously.
Unfortunately. What do you mean obviously?
I wouldn't even qualify.
There were like 1,000 people that participated.
Yeah. Got top 10, right? If I'm not
I was top 10 and I came 5th the last
race. I wouldn't have been in the top. I would have been in the top 1,000.
No, actually, funny thing is, they came to their college. They came to all of our colleges. So at the time, I was in college. Okay. He was in college.
Yeah. Oh, did they come to my college?
Yeah, they came to your college. They set up a truck in the.
Oh yeah, they did. I
told you to go and participate.
At that time, I not very into it. I think.
He was not into it much.
He was very into it. You know what? Before that, I think we did give. I know that lot of who are going to watch this may not know what Formula 1 is.
Yes.
So I think we made this.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, we did a little feedback because we did like a test run and then we sent out our first version and then people are like, I don't know anything that you're talking about, but it's very good. So, we just did a very good part. So we're going to give a bit of a brief about what Formula 1 is. Basically, I'm the dummy and then it's F1 for dummies, right? Please.
I think this is a good place to like call it F1 for dummies because basically we are learning it on the go.
Correct.
It's not like we know everything. Okay, so Formula 1. These are cars that have wings basically. So if you guys know an aeroplane has a wing which helps it take off.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
A Formula car has wings that helps it keep it on the ground, like stick to the ground as much as possible. So it's the opposite of what a plane does.
Yeah, basically for all those sciencey nerds. So your airplane has thrust and then lift to go above. A Formula 1 car will have thrust and drag and downforce. Basically stick to the ground as fast as you go. Airplane would be as fast as you go up. A Formula 1 is as fast as you go down. Yeah. Keep don't go down. Stick
to the ground.
Stick to the ground. Your drag is important. Your thrust and your downforce is important.
So that's the main principle behind Formula cars. தரந்து தொலை விஸ்கின்னாத எல்லாமே கேட்கும்.
But Formula 1.
டேய் அது எனக்கு தெரியும்டா. What did we talk about?
We're talking about dynamics, aerodynamics.
I didn't talk. Thank you.
There's going to be a bit of cut. What will happen?
It's okay, nothing will happen. I'll cut.
But how will it be smooth?
It's okay, da. You saw my videos.
Yeah, but it should not be like that. I mean, I trust you with the cut.
Okay, so the difference between a Formula car and a real car.
Or a production car.
A production car. So a production car can, both of them can carry a good amount of speed on a straight.
Yeah, correct.
But a Formula car can carry a lot more speed in a curve or on a turn.
Okay. Or a corner as they call it.
Or a corner. A Formula car can take a lot more speed into a corner because of what he said. So the wing, which is an inverted aeroplane's wing, helps the car stick to the ground, so it can just carry a lot more speed into a corner, which is what makes Formula One much more exciting in terms of racing.
Because that's the only part or only place where you can actually see a bit of clashes. You can see a bit of actual racing between drivers. That is when they overtake. And that is one of the most interesting strategies you have to take, because there's a lot of rules on how you have to overtake. It's not, you can't just go crash into the car, which has happened.
Which so those of you who like see bits and pieces of racing in movies, so you have seen Herbie. I think most of them would have seen Herbie.
I mean,
Fast and Furious.
Correct. If you're a 90s kid.
If you're a 90s kid. So it's a fun movie. It's a fun take on racing and everything.
But that's about NASCAR.
And NASCAR is oval racing. It's just left turn.
There are no corners.
Left turn, left turn, left turn.
There are corners. It has 4 corners.
It's not technically a corner. It's just a bank. Meaning
it's a bank. Yeah.
Yeah. It's meaning it's
there's
just
an angle.
Yeah.
There's a camber.
Yeah.
There is a technical aspect to it, but I don't want to get into it because I don't know much about it. But I am going to talk about the rules which are crazy in NASCAR. In NASCAR, you're allowed to ram a car from behind. You know that?
Yeah, I just got to know that.
Yeah, so it's a nightmare, man. I mean, what kind of rule is that? You can just hit someone into a corner and it's like completely legal. It's like, oh my goodness, look at that move. That's the way the commentator talks.
Yeah.
When someone hits someone from behind.
I mean, that's what happens when you don't have corners, right? The only interesting part you can have is, okay, someone entered you it. But unlike that, in Formula 1, you actually have turns,
rules.
Turn 1, turn 2, corner.
You have corners. There's a left turn, there's a right turn, there's a chicane. A chicane is a series of left and right, quick left and right.
Yeah.
So it's a left and a right.
Yeah.
Just immediately.
Yeah.
So
and then you have the famous Spa's, what's it called? I forgot. Eau Rouge. Eau Rouge is nothing but
Spa. So
yeah, it's not a.
this is Spa.
Yeah, that's Spa. Okay, yeah, that's Spa.
Yes.
But you can go at full throttle, and then because of the altitude difference and the fact that Formula One has a lot of downforce, you can basically like go like a.
You can put your foot down on the accelerator all the way through, like put your pedal to the metal, literally.
Yeah.
And you can go up and over the crest.
Yeah, that's one of the special things about that particular track.
Yes.
And I think there's probably a difference between, let's say, most American racing or other racing. Yeah. So anyway, the point is that you have a bit of differences in Formula One as well, because it brings. You don't actually, in most other races, you need an actual track and then you race. Formula One has that, but in some cases they turn a huge city like Singapore, Monaco, Vegas, Miami,
which are like normal like roads.
Yeah.
In the city, and they just close it and then make it into a circuit.
And Miami is like a combination. Miami Jeddah is a combination, meaning that it's a part
of
track,
the city, part of the circuit.
part of the circuit.
Which is really interesting.
Yeah, and then that's the apex. So Formula One is the apex, meaning that it's where
it's the top in motorsport.
Yeah,